Hi, Curtis here, creator of Amassed Avenger, The Invincible Man, and The Quitters. Today I'm going to be working on Gus, a 3D model of my 2D character. He's an employee of Evils Inc. Um, yeah, I'm going to do him and Gary eventually. So what I've done so far is I took Shadow and Masked Avenger, and yeah. I took Shadow and Masked Avenger and kind of combined them together and just did some materials, but there's going to be a fair bit of work I still got to do yet. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to start with some simple stuff um, that I know I can do right away. The hardest part will be definitely doing the head, just transferring that. So I've got to do kind of. He's got a bit of a. Um, he's wearing kind of a Tyvek suit, which is something I used to wear. I'm just going to let, before I get too far here, just going to let Facebook know that I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about doing Gus and Gary. They were two pretty big fan favorites. So, um, so it'll be exciting to be able to do that. So yeah, just quickly get that on YouTube there. Perfect. So yeah, they were pretty big fan favorites, and they're probably like the most relatable characters because they just two average Joes who work for an evil corporation. Which I mean, who can't relate to that? So yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is just I'm kind of bunching up the the clothes around his wrist here a little bit. Yeah, the nice thing is I kind of got the topology, which is kind of like, for those who don't know, the vertices kind of where I want them really. Um, so from my Masked Avenger or Matt character, but um, I'll just have to go in and edit some stuff. For example, like I scaled him up quite a bit. Um, he's about 4 inches taller than Matt. There you go, and then that should bunch the clothes a little. That's a it's a very hard seam for some reason. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. It's a little harder of a seam than I'd like. I think the normals are flipped. There we go. So yeah, I'll have to bunch that out. I'll probably have to um, he'll probably have to be slightly less defined as well than what I currently have. Hello, mystery person watching this. So yeah, what I'll do is just kind of scale things to kind of puff it out a little. I wore Tyvek suits like this for most of my adult life. So they do fit a little bit baggier. Yeah, I got quite a bit done on 3D so far. Pretty happy with how it's going. Wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest. There we go. So I purposely want to have less form to it. Okay, so I got to do that in several places. Boots, the belt. So I have some exciting news. Not that it's confirmed yet, but we did go and talk to the movie theater in Steinbach here last night. And looks like we might be able to show Invincible Man. They're just going to talk to the owner. And we'll see what we can do with that. So pretty excited about that. So hopefully everything will work out okay. Hoping there's not a lot of problems. Kind of dream come true to be able to see your movie on the big screen. So yeah, hopefully that all works out good. Kind of hoping for early January or late January, early February release date for the film. So I just have to finish the soundtrack. So and those normals need to be flipped again, and the materials. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so I'll probably have to add another edge loop in there to get the form I'm really looking for. And I think I'll have to add a crease to the boots so it doesn't look like it's kind of flowing into the boots. So I think what I'll do is I'll add the crease to the boots first. Yeah, I was able to finish technically kind of 4 models already, at least on the modeling end of things. There we go. That looks a little bit more separate. I finished 4 models. So I finished Matt in his street clothes. And then I finished him as a hero. And then I finished Andrew, which is Matt's clone. So that wasn't too hard. Just really changing the shirt more than anything. And Shadow. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, it went all pretty quick. So I'm just about ready to rig now, I believe. So rigging though, I'll have to do that. I've never. Something on the modifier, I believe. should fix that. Clipping, I believe. Yeah, that should fix that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so overall pretty happy with how the models are turning out so far. This one, I could probably do the knee pad. Should actually look at I have a bit of a reference photo on my other monitor, which you guys can't see. So yeah, I never thought I could make a 3D model like that. I just didn't have the skill set for it, but so far it's turned out pretty darn good, I would say. I think I'm gonna add a crease here. Hopefully this does what I expected to. No, it didn't. I wonder if I decrease the crease. It looks a little small. That's supposed to be like a knee pad. So what I think I'll do, just going to add another edge loop in on the top and bottom. Because yeah, it just doesn't quite feel big enough. With how wide it's getting, I wonder if I should just make this whole thing the knee pad. See if that looks better. Okay, I think all but that one looks good. That's much better. Now I just got to shape it a little bit. Actually, I could probably just keep it like that, really. Yeah, I'm not sure if this will deform the leg more than I want. Just kind of quickly check and see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks okay, but okay, we'll just keep that for now. Yeah, I got to also watch the Invincible Man film now that the animating is done. I got to watch that all the way through the other day, start to finish. Pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. So really looking forward to be able to kind of share that with people in the next month or so. And then yeah, I did have some issues with keyboards, which is kind of a little frustrating to deal with. I went through 3 different keyboards before I found one that worked properly. I had a keyboard block that just was not a great product, to be honest. It sounded really good on like the ads and stuff I saw for it, and I did a lot of research on it and was expecting, and then it just didn't work. It was kind of garbagey, and so unfortunately I couldn't use that. And since I bought it in August and only really used it twice and didn't even make song with it, unfortunately I couldn't return it or anything like that, and just wasn't what I expected. So I guess we'll try sell that. And then we tried a different one. This guy convinced me to get another controller, but I wanted a digital piano, and brought that home, and it didn't even work at all. Like, it wouldn't get power because it was powered by USB. So 2 not great experiences, and then we went back the next day. Luckily, we were still able to get Black Friday sales. They were kind of nice enough to us and to allow that. And then I got it working, and it worked great. Plugged it in, just immediately worked. No drivers or headaches to have to install, which was a really, really nice. I was kind of like getting tired of trying to fidget around with stuff. It just worked straight out of the box. So just very happy with that. There we go. So it looks like the clothes kind of fold on themselves a little bit as they hit the belt and stuff. The next thing I should probably do is his harness. He's got a bit of a... I should look at the my reference here. So it's kind of like goes over the shoulders and flares a little bit. So I think the best vertices I think I need to kind of line them up first where I want them. Let's save. Yeah. I might even have to go too thick. That's, yeah, that I can't move. So I think what I'll do is I'll move these over. Well, okay, so it'll start there. So let's go like this. And what we'll do is we'll move these exactly where I need them. It's okay because some of his neck is probably going to disappear in reality, so. Then I should probably figure out how it's going to come along the back as well. And widen this out. Okay, so let's select the faces that I need. So it should be those. And let's select that one because we can always delete it later. Okay, so now yeah, we'll create a harness. Layer, and I'll just give it a little. I'm really gonna have to go in and adjust all these materials and stuff like that before. I'm just gonna turn my mic here a little bit. There we go. I'll have to adjust a bunch of the layers and stuff, or the materials and stuff after, just to get the right shine and everything I want there. So let's assign it to that, just so I can kind of see what's going on. Now let's extrude and scale. No. Let's just extrude. Hopefully it'll do what I want. Yeah, it kind of did it. Just got to adjust some stuff. Yeah, the nice thing about Gus and Gary is that they don't have mouths, which sounds obvious, but it means less mouth sync, and it might give me some time to really figure out what to do with these characters, or what to do in 3D. And it'll give me an easy way to make a lot of content in reality. That's kind of the beauty of Gus and Gary, and why part of the reason why I originally created them. Was to be able to produce a lot of content very simply. So yeah, obviously some adjusting will need to get done. Then it's kind of swoops across right here. So okay. Now I'm gonna just, so it looks better, more appealing. Just get everything the right color just so I can tell it apart a little bit easier. Overall, pretty happy so far with the direction of this. I'll have to do some minor tweaks and stuff probably after the stream's done just to make the character look good, but there's always little things you can mess around with for hours, it feels like. Kind of like the pace so far of 3D, or maybe it's just a change in my mentality, I'm not sure. But I just really like the pace a lot more. Okay, so now, yeah, that looks awful when it's, there is a face in there. There we go. Now at least it's all one giant black mass. Yeah. Okay. So this for this edge, I'm kind of top view needs to go like this way a bit more. This edge also needs to come way this way. Just to get the actual shape of the harness. And then this edge could probably come that way too a little bit. Yep. And then what I'll do is I'll probably socket the head kind of into that that shape. And then this edge could probably come out a little bit more. I kind of like the squareness of it, so just save and test that. If I kind of do along the inside for sure, a hard crease. Yeah, and then after him, I'll do Gus and Gary. They basically look the same, just one's short and fat, one's tall and skinny. And then I'm hoping to do Henchman after that. Will be the next character. And then maybe Cassie. So try a female character, which is maybe a little tougher. Not sure how we'll do the hair yet. I don't know if I'll keep her bald for the first little bit, but I just noticed a couple of faces there that aren't. So yeah. It'll get to where I want it eventually, but at least it's separating off the suit a little bit more now. And then these faces are flipped or don't have the proper material assigned or something like that. And also okay, so let's try to do the edges as well on the harness itself. Yeah, the part I was a little worried about is doing the head. I think what I'll try to do is nail the eyes first, because that's a pretty simple thing. But then I have to go in and I have to start trying the hood. And if you've seen the character, it's quite the interestingly shaped hood. Again, not too dissimilar to what I wore at one of my jobs. Kind of a mix between two different things. I wore a hood and a respirator, so he's got those big kind of cartridges on the sides. I used to wear stuff like this every single day. It is not pleasant to wear, that is for sure. Okay. So, that is almost spot on. There's a little bit of stuff in the middle here because of the subsurf. But, my brother actually showed me something in Auto Smooth. So it is on. Okay, so I'll have to do some adjusting there. Overall, pretty happy though. If we back off, it kind of gives them a little bit of a harness. It looks narrower than the original, but yeah. Overall, pretty good. Like I said, there will be some deformity in the chest there. I'll have to attach those, probably. But I wanted them lower, so yeah, I'm not sure how I'll do that. I'll have to figure that one out. So we'll leave this as a figure out kind of thing in the middle here. Because the simple thing is to merge vertices at center. Whoa. Oh, okay, I gotta do. Vertices verge at first. And vertices. Vertice merge at first. Now I should, yeah, it does fix it. Okay, I could just add a seam there. Okay, yeah, that works. So running the seam along there does exactly what I wanted to do. Perfect. So I just got to figure out how to square those edges and stuff like that. Yeah, I probably spent half an hour or so yesterday kind of just setting up the file. So now what we'll do, there's going to be a lot of so it's going to be like this, but probably more rounded. So if I were to grab these, it'd probably be more like, it's going to flare up, but definitely be more round in shape. So I think I'll get the general shape of what I want first. And then I'm gonna like I said, this is generally based off shadow a bit more, so and then oh yeah. So that'll be one of the edges going into the face. And this one as well. Oops, missed a vert. So, and then this one will go into there, kind of like that. He's still going to have a bit of a bridge to his nose. Some stuff might not make sense, but it'll look good in the end. So, like, he might have a bit of a bridge on his nose. Okay. Then the thing with his costume is that these verts are going to be yellow because it'll go all the way through to the other side. was kind of my thought. Just trying to think this through a little here. Let's just see what it looks like. So if I this was easier in my head. That was the plan. But let's see if I can figure out how to make this work. So I guess my question is it possible to just grab this and move it all that way until it slams? Like if I essentially delete all these faces. Let's save and try. So if I delete all, basically those vertices here. And if this one went up and more this way, more like that, even though that's not a very good thing. So let's grab those two. So yeah, let's just get the basic shape here first. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing on the bottom. We'll just see if this works at all. Then we can worry about the topology kind of after the fact. This might work. So obviously needs a bit of shaping and adjusting, but actually kind of works. Okay. So what shape do I want it? Is that a... That's pretty good, except I'd say around the nose. It's a little high. I do plan on having his eyebrow move a little bit, even though it won't make sense. Kind of like the way Spider-Man's eyes move or Deadpool's eyes move. Doesn't really make sense, but looks nice. So yeah, let's just get some of this stuff moved out here. So yeah, with adjusting characters, pre-existing characters, I think it's easier, but there's definitely some reworking that'll need to get done as I'm doing this. There we go. I could probably make it a little bit taller. If I scaled it a little bit more on the... If I scaled it a little bit more on the Z. Probably look a little bit less menacing. I mean, they do work for an evil organization, but they're not supposed to look super menacing. But maybe they could. And I think I'd want to go a little bit wider than this, if I'm honest. So yeah, if you can picture my voice coming out here in a very positive manner, you'd have Gus. Now, the really scary part. Do I make his hood I wonder how it'd look if I just did the respirator. So for the way respirators work, those faces one, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's give this a shot. So let's extrude. Oops. So yeah, let's extrude. You know what? Actually, let's get this looking more like a circle first. I don't have to do every single one after that. So if I can get that, and then that, and I'll have to go in and delete. If you're wondering what's kind of showing through there, that would be his teeth. Okay, so now let's extrude. So it kind of juts. No. Yeah, this one is the exhaust. So it just juts out. And scale. So it's not quite circular enough. There we go. So yeah, this part is just a hole that when you blow out, the air goes out of. Like I said, for those who don't know how respirators work. Scale on the X. Okay, that'll do for now. These things are also black. So I'll have to make a new one. I don't know how to spell respirator. So yeah, overall pretty happy with how it's going so far. Like I said, the only thing I'm debating is whether or not I'll keep the flap going all the way down like I have. Maybe if I can make this look nice. Maybe if I can make this look nice without it. So there will be two distinct creases on here. So I don't know if that'll make it look, yeah, perfect. And then I might have to do an inset and stuff. There might be some details I'll have to add later. But overall, that's kind of what you're going for. Now, that was 3 by 2. So if I can grab another section like that. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I can grab those 4 and make them look a little bit more circular. These ones. Okay. Oh, it goes way back. think I need to bring this one in a little bit. Try and make it look like a circle from both sides. There we go. So I gotta extrude it. Extrude. Out a bit. Extrude. Cursor to selected. Scale. Pretty big actually. And then extrude again. Oops. And extrude again. So not perfect, but now the difficulty here is kind of selecting all these back faces. Should have made it all black first. Because if it looks good without the hood draping down, I might just keep the head for ease of animating. And then it won't collide as much with the neck. So yeah, Evil's Inc. was originally based off the company I worked for. Or very much inspired by it, I should say. Just what is the life of an average Joe who works for an evil organization, right? What does that look like? Okay, so let's zoom out and let's see what this looks like with the respirator. So yeah, it looks a little awful right now. I think I might have to make them a little bit bigger. I wonder if I should have grabbed a few more faces so I have more vertices. See how much I can undo. That's where my undoing stops. Okay, so let's try this again actually. Yeah, we'll try that again. I think I need a little bit more vertices to play with. So that's a simple fix. I think I'll include the vertices around it here. Okay, so let's add one more loop of vertices kind of around this. Does that even work? No. So if I do these 9, that'll work. Or 6 or whatever it is. Okay, that way I have a flat edge around each one. If I do these ones. Rubber respirators are definitely uncomfortable to wear if you've never worn one. A lot of face sweating going on in those. Then what I think I'll do is move all this back this way and start from there more. The part I'm working on now is where the air comes in on your respirator. And then it's filtered through, I guess, carbon filters. So, and then there's a little screw hole. They actually kind of screw onto something, so this could actually be a little bit smaller now that I think about it. Yeah, they screw onto the mask here, and then they kind of flare out and get a little bit bigger. So I've been streaming now, how long? Just about an hour. So I was hoping to kind of get him close to done today. Maybe not all the readjusting vertices to get the right sizes on stuff, but I was hoping to kind of get him at least the big portions kind of where I want them. Okay, so what we're going to do this time is we're going to make this black first. Kind of like that. And then we're also going to add, while we're here, nice crease around this part. Just to separate it. Perfect. And then, oh, yeah, let's adjust some stuff in this view. Definitely. The thing is, he doesn't really, as long as his general shape is there, it's okay. Because he doesn't talk or anything. Well, he talks, but there's no mouth sync. There's no facial movements other than, like I said, I'm going to do for the eyes. So, really, he's a simple character. There we go. So, yeah, he's a really simple character. So, even if, like, I'm not worried about if it's animatable or not. So let's extrude. There. Extrude. Scale. Oops. Scale. And we'll extrude. Oops. Extrude. So hopefully that kind of looks okay. And it didn't transfer my material to everything. That's okay, I guess. I just thought it would make my life simpler. Yeah, I don't know if you have thoughts. If I should do the hood drape all the way down like this, or if I should kind of just keep it squared as jaw, kind of the way I have it here now. Just let me know in the comments what you guys think would work best. I'll zoom out and show you once I've made this all black here what I'm talking about. And if you look at the thumbnail of this, or the original Gus and Gary, the 2D version, it kind of drapes down. I was kind of combining two different forms of respirators, a hooded one and this style, the cartridge style. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll just show you guys right away. I'll just assign this. So yeah, tell me what you guys think looks better. So if I keep it like this, where he's kind of got the jawline, right? Yes, I'm using Blender 2.8 right now. So which one looks kind of better? If I kind of keep the jawline where it's nice and distinct, or if I kind of drape it down like a hood. That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out, which would look better right now. I'll probably maybe try both just to see if the other one works, but yeah, that's kind of the photo reference I've been working off until now. Yeah, drawing cartoons, I'm using Blender 2.8. Okay, so he looks pretty menacing. Oh, the only thing is I would have to move his jaw though while animating if I did maintain this style. Okay, so what I'll do, I have some older versions of him. We could probably get rid of those. I like to kind of just copy the older versions in case I mess something up really bad. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. If I keep his chin, then I have to animate it. And that's kind of the whole purpose of these guys. That you... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll duplicate. And we'll just try the hood. So the hood kind of flares out as well. It's kind of like almost squarish on the top. Like this would be way up here, kind of. And then this. So it'd be kind of like that, and then it would flare out. I should have maybe grabbed some reference on this. Okay, yeah, that's exactly how it should look. And then it'll probably flare in the front a bit and in the back. So in a similar fashion. So this would rotate, and this would come really far out. Rotate. And then the same one in the back. It's debating or not whether or not to model an actual like head underneath. Like I have Matt's head underneath technically, because I wasn't sure if I was going to do the visors clear or not. I really like the front view, side view not so much yet. So yeah, the front is like spot on. Okay, now kind of makes him look a little bit more like a factory worker. Now, I wonder if I can almost just take these at this edge. Okay, this edge for sure will have to come down if nothing else. For sure it'll have to. Oh, that's right. vertices. That's something I forgot about. Is because I was using a different, two different models. His neck was split in two. I kind of forgot about that. There we go, and then I just gotta adjust that material, because this will be very hidden once I'm done what I'm planning on doing. So okay, so the plan is to slide these down really far. Then what I'll do is I'll take and I'll expand the neck essentially to what I need. The bottom of the helmet to look like, or the mask. So if I grab this, and if I so yeah, that would be kind of where it should be. It kind of really dissolves his chin. Yeah, I tell you, 14 years old wearing these respirators, I sure don't miss them, that's for sure. So it's getting there. Some parts look all kind of awful, but oops. There we go, and then it'll just be kind of rearranging vertices from here just to give it a proper shape and spacing. Then I'll have to go back through all the entire character and kind of adjust everything so there is a little bit of anime. Did I do that right? Yeah. Something like that. I just need to basically nail the outline at this point, though. Okay, I think I need to do this on vertice mode now. So it should flare, I think, a little bit at the bottom. I'll probably get rid of most of the chin, though. So I think that's the way I want it to go. Yeah, pretty happy with how it's going. I'm not sure what I'll do about this giant overlap on the mask, but just try to get stuff roughly in place at this point. Yeah, there's always a bit of tweaking that goes on behind the scenes once I'm done the character on a stream, but that's more just polish, I would say. The majority of the big movements and stuff, that's what makes the character look good, and then it's kind of incremental changes at best, so that kind of stuff might be pretty boring to watch, I'm not sure. Unless you just come here for my voice. Yeah. I have a lot of vertices in front, almost none in back, so we'll do this instead. There we go. So yeah, very narrow in the front, because it's still following his old chin line. The top looks good. The side looks okay. I think I'll work on the front a little bit here. Let's get this row maybe. This has to come like way out, like it's kind of out here-ish. And this row. A lot of this, like I said, it's kind of his jaw, right? So if I go and then if I take these ones out, it'll kind of deform that, or get rid of that jawline I had a little bit. Yeah, if this is the kind of work I actually enjoy about 3D, is just really moving vertices around. It's a lot of fun. And surprisingly relaxing. So the goal is to... I don't think I'll have the hood touch, like, I think I'll leave a gap kind of like that. Yeah, the goal is to have... Ooh. Yeah, it just needs to, I think, flare a little bit more. So... it's slowly getting where I want it. I think this row needs to really come back. Problem is, if I get too sparse with the vertices, then you can't really shape stuff properly. So yeah, I'm just going to move all of this back. This one's really far in. So, without subsurf, I kind of like the silhouette I have. I think this could probably come in a bit. So I'd say that's the silhouette I would want. So yeah, silhouette. And this one, this looks like my middle. That looks like my middle. This actually has to come way out. More like that. So way out. So I was a little shy with my estimates there. It's like needs to come out till about there. And we're starting to get closer to the shape. And that's why it's kind of pointing in the middle, in the front. Got too many where it's going to cram together there. It should come flatter. I could probably go in now and smooth that. So yeah, it's getting closer. I think this profile doesn't look quite right. What it is, it's supposed to mimic a hood, and then it kind of folds down. It actually technically tucks into the clothes. So yeah, I would say I like that. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna grab all these ones, let's see, and just really smooth them for now. So let's say everything here. And hopefully, oh, that really pushed everything inward. Now if I do these ones and smooth, I don't really maybe understand that smooth tool as much as I thought I did. I thought it would just kind of like smooth. No. It's not exactly doing what I want it to. It's kind of bulging it all out here. Okay, so let's get this. Kind of bulging now. I kind of want the respirator part to technically stick out past the sides of the mask, ideally. Especially once you go kind of at a bit of an angle. So I think if I can smooth that out, needs to flare a little bit more at the bottom. So yeah, if it's not orthographic, I kind of want the respirator to stick out a little bit. So I might make them a little bit bigger. I may actually move it a little bit lower if I'm honest. It's a little bit high. But I mean, technically that is where his mouth is, so. And what I think I want to do so yeah, some stuff's not quite where it should be yet. Like this. At that angle, should really flare out. Especially that vertex. So like a 3/4 view, this one should be way out like this. And that one should be way out. I really want it to flare at the bottoms. I feel that that's the aesthetic outline I want. Like I feel it does it enough there. Like that one's sticking way too far out. That one too far out. Even that one. And then this one needs to flare out a little bit. Yeah, and then if I put a bit of a... Just gonna try something. Should really get in the habit of saving more than like once an hour. So if I go edge select and let's say I put a crease on the bottom. Just to make that a little bit more, there we go. That fixes a lot of my problems. Okay, then I definitely want to bring in, if I go in the front view, I want to bring in this area. Like these 6 need to come way in. And then I can maybe have that respirator thing I was talking about where the respirators are part of the silhouette. Could also increase the size of the respirators a little bit. They're quite a bit bigger in... I do almost want to move that down even though that's where his mouth should be. Technically should be... Let's just see what that looks like. I have it kind of just below on that. Yeah, I'd say the aesthetics look a little bit better on that. Start doing a bit of a black outline around the eyes just to kind of give the eyes a bit more distinction, especially where it makes sense, like eyelashes, but also even on characters where it doesn't make sense, like Shadow, he has a bit of a black outline around his eyes just to kind of like make them pop a little bit more. So I'm definitely going to have to try and make some things a little bit more circular. Overall, pretty happy with the shape. I think this needs to come in a little bit on this part. So like this area, I think needs to come in. So there's a bit of deformity because I moved the eyes earlier. So that kind of deformed some stuff in a non-ideal way. Kind of liking that. I might add a slight bit of a crease though. Like, I wonder what would happen if I kind of did a crease here and a crease here. Just like maybe maybe like 50% or something. Pretty happy with it so far. I think actually though, I do want this to taper in a little bit on the chin. I like the shape of that. But I do feel it needs to maybe taper in a little bit. There we go. Yeah, aesthetics is something that's very interesting. It's very hard to teach when to know something looks right. I don't really know how you would teach that, but you almost just need the eye for it, where it's like, okay, that's looking proper. Yeah. So where are we at? We're at an hour 30. Is it supper time? It's getting pretty close. Yeah. Let's deselect everything. I do wonder if I should have gone one lower maybe on this harness. And then what we'll do is we'll get rid of the crease there. Crease there. Okay, so now merge at last. Merge. I think, though, obviously this needs to come up. And then I need to do that same crease. Oh, should probably make that a face. Crease there, and then, yeah, that's the only thing I felt, is that the harness was a little bit small. Harness. So let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks better. Yeah, I don't know what else I need to do yet tonight. It looks like I need to bring in by the ears a little bit more. So yeah, let's just bring that in maybe a little first, and then bring all this in. There we go. Excuse me. Oofed. Okay. Anything else I want to do? Oh, what I was going to do, I was going to add an edge loop in around all of these, just to emphasize it a bit more. Hopefully this will accomplish what I want it to. Just emphasize the fold on the Tyvek suit. Those things are usually quite baggy. They need to be loose. It's not quite a one-size-fits-all, but... And then I'll probably have to add a loop in there for sure, just so I don't forget. I don't know when I'll be able to work on him next, so... So yeah, can you imagine my voice coming out of this guy? I'll have to just get some advice from my brother. I wonder if, you know what? Maybe I don't need advice. If I select this edge and that edge and go crease 100, that squares it off perfectly. And then same thing to the back. Yeah, sometimes it just takes me a while to figure out how to fix something, so I just leave it broken until it works. But that's a beautiful looking henchman, or not henchman, evil minion. Works at a factory anyway. Yeah, definitely in that part of the silhouette, probably that needs to come out a bit, I would say. Like that exact. If I was going to go from this side. Stuff along the back currently definitely needs to come out. So like that row of vertices needs to... And probably this stuff here. And he's got one really bad sticking out on there. But if this came out a little bit, and that came out, and this went in. Oh. It's a really bad one there. Well, it looks a little bit better. Definitely have to go in and smooth stuff out just so it looks smoother. It looks kind of lumpy right now. If I did like a one smooth, it might help. Oh, that would be the troublesome vertice. Definitely why it looks lumpy. There we go. Now it might not look as lumpy. So yeah, the things I wanted to achieve is on a front view with, let's say, a little bit of perspective. His respirator should stick out a little bit, so that's perfect. I would say the eye shape is good. In the drawing, I have it a little bit bigger and taller, but definitely need to go in and do some tweaking. The eyebrow ridge. Overall, he's definitely got the feel for what I'm looking for, so overall pretty happy with it. I do have a little thing on the belt here. I don't know if I'll do it. It's not mirrored though, so I'd have to add it in afterwards. I don't even know what it's supposed to be on the original drawing. Just probably to add some variation. Sometimes if you add some asymmetry, then it's another thing I could do actually is maybe just make the belt buckle. Just see what that does. If that adds enough variety. Yeah, I'm trying to see what the knee pads they are. I wonder if I just bring in these vertices a little bit, if it'll look a little bit better. Just the aesthetics of it don't look fantastic. And then maybe if I brought these two up a little, just to give it a bit better shape, but that seemed to do nothing. Oh, that's why. I never actually did a crease around there. There we go. Now they actually look a little bit more like knee pads. I might have to extrude them a little just to give them some... Yeah, let's try that. I think if I extrude them a little bit, it'll just add enough... Yeah, if I do that and then I'm really happy I waited till now to do 3D though. I'm glad I could accomplish a film and all that kind of stuff in this time. So for being 3 years in, I feel like I'm doing pretty good so far. Kind of got to do everything I wanted to do so far, so this is called knee pad. I just want them to look a little bit raised. I could probably add like texture on there if I really wanted. I got a bit of a ribbing or something like that, but yeah. Anything else really standing out? So I definitely need to bring in the sides of the head a bit more along here to get that silhouette. Pretty happy with that silhouette. So yeah, let's do that quickly. Just grab pretty much everything over here. C select. Let's grab pretty much all this. There we go. A little bit better. Could probably go further in. I had a little thing selected down there. There we go. Now we're talking. That is nailing it. So I'll definitely have to go in and smooth things a little bit. Just a little bit by a little bit. It still looks quite lumpy. There's a weird something sticking out here in the back. These ones I want to say. Yeah, other than a bit of smoothing, I would say I'm starting to like the outline. Anything else jumping out at me right now? I would say that the respirator should probably be a bit more circular, especially more in the downward position. Oval could be a nice aesthetic though. So yeah, I would say at this point it's just going to be a lot of tweaking and adjusting. I'd say overall the body, like outside of the head, I'm 100% happy with. So no issues there at all. Not sure if I'll keep the brown soles. It looks interesting on the shoes, but gives a bit of color variation, but we'll see if I'll keep that or not. The gloves, the sleeves, everything looks good. The clothes look baggy, so that's good. Yeah. I would say just cleaning up the head is probably all I have left, so that's just a lot of puttering around. I'll probably do on my own time, so I'll just save. Well, thank you for watching. This was Gus, employee of Evils Inc. He already has about 6 cartoons in the 2D world, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get him into the 3D world. Really excited about that. Once I finish this model, all I'm going to do is squash and stretch a little bit and make him into Gary. Gary's a fair bit shorter and a bit stockier looking, so that'll just take a little bit of adjustment. Yeah, seize the day, create something you're passionate about.